Hi, this is Todd Hamilton with Children's Hospital and Medical Center in Omaha, Nebraska. This 10-minute presentation will discuss how we've improved our hardware capacity testing by utilizing a utility we developed. The utility we developed is called the Gamma Load Testing Utility, or GLTU. This presentation will cover the challenge we faced and the solution we developed, as well as an in-depth demonstration of the GLTU. In August of 2011, we upgraded from SCM 5.0 to SCM 5.5. The upgrade project included upgrading our database, consolidated, and Citrix server hardware as well. It was important for us to test the performance of the new hardware. We wanted to put enough test load on the system in order to ensure the hardware was adequate for our production needs. Our challenge was there were no existing tools available that would in fact simulate real-world user load comparable to the load our users would put on the system. Our solution was to develop an application that would launch and manage several hundred user sessions and simulate user activity comparable to our production needs. The GLTU has 3 different testing modes. The first mode generates patient search and information activity. With this mode, the GLTU searches and retrieves a random patient account and iterates through the patient information tabs such as the Order, Results, and Clinical Summary tab. The second mode simulates user log-on and log-off activity. The third mode simulates users placing orders on a patient account. Here's a demonstration of how the GLTU can perform system load testing by simulating user activity. In this demonstration, I'll use 4 load testing workstations, each running 10 Citrix sessions, providing a total of 40 simultaneous user sessions. All 4 workstations will be using the patient information mode. Before we get started, I'll go through the different windows and applications we'll be using in this presentation. First, we have the 4 load testing workstations, Devo 2, Devo 3, Devo 7, and Dev 11. This is the server that will be hosting the 40 Citrix sessions. Finally, we have the GLTU Monitor application. This application will allow us to monitor and control each instance of the GLTU running on the 4 workstations. Now that we have the cast of characters, let's perform some load testing. If we look at the Citrix server, we can see that only one user is connected. When we look at the Performance tab, we can see some baseline performance measurements. Here we see the CPU usage hovering around 0% and the memory usage around 3.2 gigabytes. To start the load test, I'll access the Devo 2 workstation and launch the GLTU. I'll pass the GLTU one parameter. The only parameter I pass is the mode the GLTU will run in. All other parameters are defined in a configuration file. I have logging turned up, so we'll see verbose debug messages display as the GLTU runs on the workstation. The application will begin by launching the 10 Citrix sessions. As the Citrix sessions launch, Microsoft Windows will group the taskbar buttons. Here we see the 10 Citrix sessions running, waiting to log on to the Enterprise Gateway. Throughout this presentation, keep an eye on this area. As the images start flashing by, it's easy to get lost with multiple title bars and concentric windows. Remember, we have 4 different workstations running. The workstation names are located here. Each workstation is running 10 Citrix sessions. Citrix session names are located here. Back to the testing. The GLTU rotates through each Citrix session, entering Allscripts Enterprise Gateway credentials. Once the gateway opens and launches acute care, the GLTU will start searching for patients. Here we see the application rotating through the Citrix sessions and entering the account numbers. The GLTU selects a random account number from a list I provided in the configuration file. In this presentation, I've only defined about 4 distinct account numbers. During our actual load testing, we used 1,000 distinct account numbers. After the GLTU has searched for a patient account, it'll begin clicking the info tabs. It's kind of hard to see what's going on here because of the screen refresh, but the GLTU is clicking at the tab and then switching to the next Citrix session. We can see here the tabs activating and the Citrix session names are changing. The GLTU works its way down the line of information tabs. Once it reaches the end, it selects a new set of patients and starts the process all over. Let's take a look at the load one workstation is putting on the Citrix server. Here we can see the amount of memory utilized has increased, as well as increased CPU usage. When we click the User tab, we can see the 10 new Citrix sessions. Let's start the GLTU on our next workstation. I access the Devo 3 workstation and launch the application. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward here since the GLTU operates the same on all 4 workstations. Once the second workstation is in full swing, we can take a look at the Citrix server. As expected, the memory and CPU usage has increased, and we can see the second set of users. Here I'll get things started on my third workstation, Dev 07. Once everything is up and running on the third workstation, we can look at the Citrix server. Here we see the third set of users and the CPU and memory usage. At this level, we can see a lot more dramatic impact on the system. Now for my last set of sessions. I connect to the Dev11 workstation and launch the GLTU. When we look at the Citrix server, we can see a solid increase of memory and CPU usage. A matter of fact, in this presentation, we're able to get the CPU usage to spike at 99%. The GLTU also includes a separate monitor application. The monitor app communicates with the individual instances of the GLTU running on the separate workstations. I can pause, continue, and stop each instance. I can also monitor the progress of each workstation. The monitor was very helpful when we were testing up to 350 different Citrix sessions over 10 different workstations. The monitor displays several different elements for each workstation: the workstation name, the status of the GLTU, how many Citrix sessions the workstation is running, the mode the GLTU is running on, and the current action the GLTU is performing. I'm going to use the monitor to stop the GLTU instances from running. I select all 4 rows and click the Stop button. The monitor sends the command to each GLTU instance, and they in turn disconnect each Citrix session. When we look at the Citrix server, we can see the set of users start to disconnect and log off. When we look at the Performance tab, we can see the memory and CPU usage drop back down to the original levels. Our facility has benefited greatly from utilizing the Gamma load testing utility. We were able to successfully test the ability of our new hardware to support the needs of our users. Using the GLTU, we were able to identify key areas that needed to be improved before we went live with our upgrade. We were also able to identify and avoid critical failures before the night of the go-live. If you're interested in more of our story, feel free to contact me at thamilton@children'somaha.org or my office phone at 402-955-6747. You've been watching a presentation of the Gamma load testing utility. This is Todd Hamilton. Have a great day and good luck.